Welcome to Opinion Journal. I'm Mary Kissel. The media is really giving a pass to Texas gubernatorial candidate Wendy Davis. She's a Democrat, for fibbing about some key aspects of her history. Why is the press doing this? Why would they whitewash her history? And what does it say about the Democratic Party? I've got polling company president Kellyanne Conway joining me now from Washington. Kellyanne, we've just showed some examples here of the kind of press that Ms. Davis is getting. Why does she get handled with such kid gloves?
In a simple word, abortion. Wendy Davis stood for 11 hours in Austin earlier last summer, Mary, and she talked about the left's calling card. It's religion, abortion. She basically raised $1 million an hour off of those 11 hours. She's raised $12 million, mostly from East Coast elites, who look at this as really the way to win voters, particularly female voters, even in a state like Texas, which is decidedly red. I think in the case of Wendy Davis, there's an important lesson here for all of us, though. One is not only is she getting a pass, she's actually getting the red carpet royal treatment. And she got a fawning front page profile in the New York Times, and every other, quote, esteemed publication basically tripped over themselves to give her very precious column inches because she dared to go in the well of the legislature in Austin. And what did she talk about, Mary? She talked about why banning abortions after 5 months, the 20th week after conception. She talked about that as a way to stand up for women's rights. And this, even in the wake of anything from puffing her resume to outright lying about her circumstances, it's been revealed that her ex-husband said that she left him basically right after he finished the last law school payment to Harvard. She left a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old daughter. If the Dallas Morning News story is correct, she left them to go 1,500 miles to Harvard Law School, left them with their dad. So if this is the woman who we want to give the keys to the state government in Texas, which is one of the most prosperous states in our union, 4 out of every 10 jobs in the decade between 2000 and 2010 were created in Texas. People need to think thrice about that.
Well, I'm glad that you made that link about why we should care, because frankly speaking, you know and I know there have been a lot of politicians who have glossed over some aspects of their history. You had the made-up characters in the president's memoir. You've had
Yes.
Joe Biden, Bill Clinton. What if Americans just don't care about this? They just care about the policies and how she'd govern.
Well, we don't know how she'd govern, Mary. Isn't that the point? All we really know about her is her position on abortion and the fact that that's how she's raised her money. And there's never a single word mentioned about Wendy Davis that doesn't talk about her heroism on behalf of, quote, women's rights or women's health, which really is just code word for abortion. So if she'd like to tell us how she would govern, if she'd like to tell us how she's going to take what has been 20 years of Republican governors, free market, pro-growth policies in the state of Texas that have really paid off for the state, if she's going to tell us how she's going to carry that forward and not go backward, if she's not a doctrinaire leftist when it comes to raising taxes and regulating big businesses and thwarting the formation of small businesses, then we'll all listen. She has a right to run for governor, but we as voters and even just as opinion leaders have a right to ask her,
Kellyanne,
beyond abortion, what do you stand for?
Democrats have elevated her within the party for a reason. They're not stupid. They want to win elections. What does it say about the party, the Democratic Party today, that she is carrying their mantle in the state of Texas?
It tells you how monolithic the Democratic Party has really become, Mary. Where are the blue dog Democrats? Where are the boll weevil Democrats? Where are the fiscally conservative Democrats? They've been pushed out of their party. They've lost in primaries. They've retired. They're not welcome to run in the first place. And by the way, while we're on this subject, please, anybody who's watching, name 5 prominent pro-life Democratic women in this country. You can't. They simply don't exist. So the real monolithic, strident, extreme party on abortion are the Democrats. And I think Wendy Davis is proof of that.
Okay, polling company president Kellyanne Conway, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Mary.